Hello guys, Idris is here with a new video, new build that I've been working on for the last couple of days. This is a MagicFind Pathfinder, a Windripper Tornado Shot Bowyer. So yeah, I've been enjoying it a lot. It's a very fun build, but disclaimer, it's pretty fucking expensive. My current version cost me like a 30x, 32-ish x, and it's not even close to finished. Like the higher end would be around 220x for a character that cannot do late game maps. It's weird. This concept. This is my first time trying MagicFind. It's very fun, and I'll show you in the map a bit later. But it's a little bit hard to comprehend. At least it was for me. So yeah, currently I'm level 86, punk ass MagicFinder. This is a very weird build, guys. Yeah, I've been enjoying it a lot. And basically what this build does is it stacks MagicFind, or MagicFind comes from Diablo, right? In Diablo there was a stat on gear that said something like increased chance to find magic items. And it mattered a lot for people who were just running same location over and over back in Diablo, right? Like for weeks trying to fish for one item they wanted. And yeah, in PoE, the analog, if you will, is item quantity, which we get. Like there is limited amount of items in PoE that gives item quantity, and we're trying to utilize as many of them as possible. We're using Windripper. This is the only weapon with quantity in PoE. That's why naturally we are Ranger, right? Some people go Deadeye, but I don't really get why. As I said, this is my first time trying, and my natural choice, like my instinctive choice, my pick was Pathfinder. Let me know in the comments below how Deadeye is better, but I really cannot see why. Because we're using Divination Distillate as well, and being a Pathfinder kind of buffs it a little bit as well. Yeah, using Windripper, as I said, I'm playing Tornado Shot. Tornado Shot because it has it's a pretty enjoyable skill. Like the chains and stuff like that. I'm having also enchant. Really nice. Some people play lightning arrow because lightning arrow has added lightning. It's pretty it's the strongest DPS wise probably, but tornado shot is just too enjoyable to pass on. I want to put anomalous version for the conversion. Anomalous version for conversion. Ooh. Converts 57, it's supposed to be 60. It was an unlucky Val to a random element, and with 40% to cold from here, I get full 100% conversion, right? To run Fizzer flagged maps. I'm utilizing Trinity support because I'm running Herald of Ash, and I have Mantra of Flames, which most of the time procs fire damage to be the highest. You can also go with lightning, I also have some lightning from here, right, which gives quite a lot. Yeah, probably if I just swap in Herald of Thunder, it would be better, but I like the Herald of Ashes explosions as well. It's a super strong support gem. It gives 20% elemental pen, which is crazy, almost like an extra curse, right? As well as 25% more AoE damage, as much as inspiration would give, for example. GMP, chain, AoE damage with attacks, and anomalous hypothermia. Anomalous for the 20% chance to freeze enemies which are chilled. We want to freeze as consistently as possible to utilize the 15% increased quantity of items, right? I get around like 50 crit chance, which is freeze, and also like 50 chance to freeze, just the generic freeze, right? Like 10 from here, 20 from the ascendancy, and 30 from this, so 60 chance to freeze. So most of the time, 80% chance, 80% of the time shit gets frozen, and I'm also utilizing blast freeze. So it means if some shit didn't get frozen, but the shit next to it got frozen, then all the shit is frozen. Sounds good, right? Yeah, this is how I've been getting the freeze. I also implemented 2 Inspire learnings here and there. Super fun. Like heavy build enabling, to be honest. Like without these, it's this one won't really be as enjoyable as it is. I'm also using Anime Guardian for the Kingmaker. Kingmaker gives some 30 rarity, some crit multi, 50 crit multi, which is crazy, right? Or maybe less, right? They probably nerfed it. Probably did like 25 or 30 something. Now, anyway, Calling Strike, just the good stuff, right? I'm running it. Anime Guardian with minion life, anomalous version for the region, elemental army for the all maximum all ally res, and also some exposure, but it's, you know, it's unnoticeable, and meat shield also for some more minion life, increased minion life, or whatever. Currently my Anime Guardian has 24 almost K life, and it regens 4% of that, if not more, probably even more. It has Gruthkul's Spelt. Does it give some regen? Gruthkul's Spelt. I have regen on boots, Warlord boots, regen on the helm, Warlord helm, and regen on gloves, Warlord gloves. Yeah, 5% per second from the pelt. Like, so basically it regens around 15% HP per second, you know, and has 23k HP. So, you know, a very improbable that this shit dies, especially in T1 maps. Is this build good? No. Is it fun? Hell yeah. Why is it not good? Because these items are shit by themselves. The only good line on them is increased quantity. Otherwise, they're shit. They will not be, you know, this build cannot do anything higher than T5 maps. And at the higher end, like, as I said, like 220x investment will only bump it up to maybe like T10 maps. Like, you want to do it comfortably, right? You can struggle through a T16 map and highly rely on your headhunter buffs, right? Because without them, you have like 2.5k HP, you do like 100k damage, and without headhunter buffs, it's not gonna change. And yeah, Windripper, I ran over these, right? I'm using Herald of Ash, Precision, and Hatred. Precision is the main source of getting accuracy, because we don't get accuracy from any other sources, right? I'm using Rat's Nest for, this is a very nice, you know, very nice unique item for this build. It's everything we want, and with the enchant, it's like, what, it was 4 DC, I think, or something, 60. Also gives some rarity, pretty good, right? And MS, because like hideout MS, so as you can see, pretty shit. Due to this 20 reduced movement speed, Greed's Embrace, on top of 5 inherent reduced MS from, you know, wearing a body armor, minus 20 lightning res, minus 10 fire res, and plus 30 cold res. So basically 0 res, increased quantity, and increased rarity. Like 2 lines, right? Basically 2 lines, 2 useful lines on this, like, and a lot of, you know, disadvantage. I'm running Cast on Death Portal, self-explanatory, 2.5k HP. Also have Cast on Damage, Immortal Call, increased duration, and Summon Ice Golem. Setup, Void Fletch, best in slot. I already talked about this one, right? I'm having with Ventur's Gamble. You can also go with Pariahs, but I like being res kept and some HP, so I went with these. This has 10 quant. This was like 20 or 30 or 40 C, I think. Yeah, 30 something C. And this one was Exalt, 1 Exalt, because it gives 7 quant and a lot of resistances. This is where I get my resistance kept. I'm using Eyes of the Great Wolf with crit multi and increased quantity. Increased quantity is 7 roll. You want 10, of course, but those are like 40x. With crit multi, this one was 4. So yeah. Minus 6 quant here. Sedimus Touch with Ellie Weak, 8 quantity. 10 quantity are like 10x, over 10x. Goldworm, 20 quant, best in slot, and you know, good enchant as well. Headhunter, 15x, replica headhunter, that is. 15x, it's not mandatory. I was running the longest with Bisco's Leash. I can showcase a map with the Bisco's Leash, because it's not really a lot of difference. Like, Headhunter gives more strength, but I think I can yeah, stats might be a problem sometimes. What do I unspec? Alright, this is okay. Alright, I don't get my conversion anyway. I'll respec into this later. Yes, Edemas, Bisco's Leash, more quantity, Rampage, cool. A Rampage is super nice for those, you know, like a replica headhunter. Right, a baby headhunter. Yeah, this for the gear. I'm running Smoke Mine, Flame Dash, Second Wind, and Blood Rage to generate frenzies. In here I have Anime Guardian setup. Yeah, this basically for the gear. I don't have a single target barrage setup because I don't find it necessary because I'm running only T1 maps. I'm running Soul Catcher, Leviangus, Quicksilver, and Divination Distillate, and Cinder Swallow. This is a weird flask setup, and I'll explain why. We basically want Divination Distillate to be up all the time, right? But I cannot really, you know, like sustain it because most of the time I will have maximum mana because I leech, maximum HP, and this will not be consistently up. So the way we negate it is we're using Soul Catcher, which says cannot gain mana during flask effect. And due to this being a hybrid mana flask, hybrid life flask, it also recovers mana. So if we do this and press both, no, we're not getting mana from it, right? But it still goes off. The effect still goes off. But how? Then we need something to solve the mana issues, right? As well. That's why we're using Levianga Spirit, which says your spells cost no mana during flask effect as well. And yeah, these 3 flasks, it is a huge opportunity cost, right? 3 flask slots, but this is how we solve all the mana issues. Some people sustain, you know, being like Deadeyes. I saw like sustain it without it, but I don't really get it. This is comfy, you know, and it's working. It's working well. I'm using Alchemist Quicksilver of Adrenaline for, you know, to negate this shit movement speed, zoom. With this and Onslaught, you know, it's pretty zoomy. And Onslaught, Cinder Swallow. We also have some fire damage. That's why we crit. That's why we ignite as well, and we get the increased damage line as well. Ignited enemies by you take increased damage. Also crit, right? These are dirty cheap this league because all the people are doing Mastermind, so this was like 40C or something. Which other leagues it would be like 3 or 4x. Anyway, this for the build. I have 2 Inspire Learning set up here, Line Asphalt here to transform these into bow nodes. People grab these as well if you have spare points. I went with a Cluster Jewel setup. This is just a large bow. Some bow, you know, Martial Prowess, Calamitous, some Ellie, Corrupting Blood, some stats, Evasion Rating, Attack Speed. These are pretty cheap because Ultimatum shits out these. Right, I'm using Blast Freeze to freeze shit, and Storm Rider to get power charges because we usually shock and chill. You know, we do all the, as you can see, we do Lightning, Fire, Cold. Usually don't do Fizz, but I whiffed kind of, right? I expect from these. And Mantra of Flames. Mantra of Flames is super good. A lot of flat added fire. Anyway, boom. So what I've been farming with this is Valdo's Rest. No surprise maybe to some of you, but I wanted to try this out. I'm using Auspicious, Harbinger, additional chance for additional Harbi, Ladin, which gives you know, additional stack, and you know, 2 of these, 2 of Ladin. Aladdin. Yeah, I've been running T1 pens. Let me show you how I ran it. Okay, I would run with Scarab, with Harbi Scarab, with Amber Scarab because they're cheap, and Meta Scarab, which is not worth. I'll be going over it in a sec. Usually one map takes me like 3 to 5 minutes. My current strategy, if you can call it, is just running as many of these as possible, right? Getting to kill as many Harbis as possible and hunting those, you know, mirror shards. You want to get these King Harbis because they give a shit ton of Inspire Learning stacks. I would if I were using Headhunter, I would also get like baby Headhunter stacks from magic monsters, but it's usually maybe like, you know, less of them, and also they're less powerful stats. And yeah, as you can see, this is going like out of hand. I can't really comprehend my speed most of the time. Yeah, chaining everything, freezing everything feels great.
My mana is gone.
Mana is gone. Spamming flasks. I never got a chance to play self-cursed temp chains, but you know, sometimes with this build, if I get like 3 Harbis together or 2 Harbis together, I get up to like 100 stolen Headhunter buffs, and it's amazing. Feels amazing. Without a Headhunter even, right? Just a budget Headhunter experience. Yeah, I usually skip the League mechanic because it's you know, I only do kill monsters, and it's not really worth. Probably skipping it is worth even if it's kill. Because as I said, the main focus of this farming strat is to run as many maps as possible and kill as many of these as possible and hunt those mirror shards. I haven't gotten any yet. A lot of exalt shards, a lot of ancient shards. You can really feel the quantity. But to be honest with you guys, like doing T16 or T15 canyons with this exact what do you call it, watchstone setup is way more profitable. Protect the altar, sure. Well, let me run this as well. Like League mechanic can sometimes shoot out something awesome, right? If you're doing higher tier maps, it's definitely worth going for a League mechanic. Like the chance of fighting Dungeon Master for the Hate Force is just, you know, by itself worth. But you get exalts, you get chaos, you get all the bubblegum currency, fossils. Yeah, ultimatum. This is main argument why doing T1 maps is not worth, guys, because there's ultimatum. You know, like back in the day, maybe MagicFinder characters were worth it, but if there's ultimatum, yeah, man, you don't want to be doing this shit. That being said, I'll probably be switching. Like, I want to try some different strategies as well. Not only Valdo's Auspicious, I want to try maybe like towers with divination cards for the doctors. I didn't really like theory craft it yet, but people are doing, with this kind of setup, people are doing tower map farming, right? With monstrous treasure and divination scarabs for doctors and nurses. I want to try that a little bit. I'll probably be switching to, like, you know, a late game version of this character with high-res ire, like deck stacking bow, and yeah. Probably. But so far so good. I've been enjoying it a lot. By this time I usually like complete the map, right? It's the League mechanic that takes so long. Nothing impressive, some chaos, Ember Wake, yada 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 yada. 61 slower.
My mana is gone.
And yeah, like the magic packs are good for headhunter buffs, right? For baby headhunter, that is. Even without it, it's kind of okay. Let me kill the map boss real quick. Yeah, and you want to get as many big harbis as possible. I've got only like 2, right? What is this? Powerlessness. Let me finish the map, and I'll get into... Of course, these maps are costly. On average, investment per map is like 30C. For the watchstone, right, sexting, and all that. That's not accounting for the watchstone purchases costs. Watchstone, the craft itself on the map device, and sexting usually, yes. You can see like single target is laughable, right? For a 30x character, not being able to do T1 metamorph is But yeah, this is a weird build. This is a, you know, specific thing. I've been farming Valdo's Rest for harbis, right? I've been using elevated sextants because they give 16 maps, basically 16 sextant mods for 16 maps. They're worth around like 45-ish chaos per one, and they give 16, so it's what, 2.5-ish, right? So 10 for the sextant modifiers, for the craft itself, Harbi craft itself, 14. I've been buying pen maps in bulk at around like 1.5 per map. I would buy them, I would chisel them, I would corrupt them, I would drop like Eli Reflect, also map modifier with monster action speed cannot be modified below base value is a no-no, because we want to freeze, and freeze is modifying action speed below base value, right? So those would go away. Also Eli Reflect, and yeah, and I was running mostly above 100 item quantity maps. So like maybe out of 10 maps, I would drop 5 actually. So doubles the price of a map on average, right? Three for the base, maybe 3 on top for all the currency, or the map currency, right? Maybe even less, like maybe like let's say 5 per map, plus the 14 5 per map, 10 for the watch sextant modifiers, 15, 4 for the map device, 19, then Harbi Scarab, 8, 20, 28, 27, plus the ambush is like 2C, 29. And I was running metamorph. It's not worth, don't run it, it's shit. As you saw, it doesn't give anything at lower tier maps. So like around 30C map investment. And I would get on average like, I don't know, it's no average actually. Like sometimes it gives like half an exalts. Sometimes it gives like 1.5 ancient orbs, right? Sometimes it gives half of an ancient orb, you know. It's very RNG, but it's steady. It is steady. I ran like 60 of them, and I basically got like over 12 exalts raw. It was kind of weird. Maybe no, not 12, around like 11-ish at a trade as well. Should be probably writing down all this info, right, to have like the data write down. I will have it eventually. I will be doing that if I do some side projects, right? But yeah, super fun, super good. Don't try it at home, probably, because it's fun, it's and all that. But if you run just T16, T15 canyons with this, you can also run, you know, Blight, because low level like T1 Blight is just shit. I tried with Blight, I tried with metamorph. Yeah, both of these strategies are only worth it at T14 plus, because like you can drop a Blight map, right? But it's T2. You can drop oils only like gray, purple, not even purple. You can only drop like these Turkish oils, right? So yeah, that's what I've been doing for the last couple days. I'll probably run 100 more or something tonight, and then move on to the next strategy. But I think that is pretty much for me. That's it from me. As always, guys, you're welcome on my channel. I'd love to see you there. I'm really close. I'm like this close, like four followers of being an affiliate, which will allow me to, you know, implement some funky shit on my stream, as well as like the channel points and being able for people to subscribe. Yes, I think I ran over everything. POB will be in the description down below. As always, thank you so much for watching. Yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.